Let's get straight into the latest developments in the coronavirus crisis. Australia has secured backing from more than 60 countries for an international probe into the origins of coronavirus. A dozen McDonald's restaurants have been forced shut after an infected delivery worker travelled store to store across Melbourne. Queensland authorities are investigating why an aged care nurse continued working with COVID-19 symptoms. Dozens of co-workers are this morning waiting on test results. And states have delivered a glowing report card after a weekend of new freedoms coast to coast.
Looking at the national breakdown now, there are more than 7,000 cases around the country. 98 people have died, but we're tracking well with recoveries. More than 6,300 Australians are better. Our team of reporters are out with the latest this morning. We're going to go first to Fiona Whelan in Canberra as a global coalition throws its support behind Australia's push for an independent inquiry into the origins of coronavirus. And Fiona, has there been any response from China?
Well, not yet, Ali, but look, things are already very tense between Australia and China, and this certainly could add to that. So a coalition of 62 nations will be calling for an independent inquiry into the origins of coronavirus, and they'll do this with a motion at the World Health Assembly this week. So Australia was the first nation to call for this review, but European nations have been doing the same, and together Australia and the EU have managed to rally this international support. So they've got backing from the UK, Indonesia, Japan, South Korea, South Africa, Turkey, Russia and so on. The United States is not yet on the list. But look, Beijing has already made it clear that it's not happy with Australia for pushing for this. It calls it a political attack, and it's now playing hardball over trade. It's expected to slap import taxes on Australian barley this week. Some of our beef exports have also been hit with bans. It's feared it could also take aim at other Australian markets, such as wine and dairy and even education. Whether or not it decides to take further action, that could really depend on how that vote at the World Health Assembly goes tomorrow. Ali?
Yeah, we'll be watching closely. Thanks, Fee.
McDonald's has shut down 12 restaurants across Melbourne over a coronavirus scare. Today, reporter Christina Hearn is in Laverton North in the city's west. Chris, good morning to you. What's behind the closure?
Well, Carl, a truck driver infected with COVID-19 was asymptomatic when he made deliveries to these 12 McDonald's, mostly located in Melbourne's northwest, including Laverton North, where I am. As a result, all these McDonald's have been closed, and the employees that came in contact with this truck driver have been told to self-isolate for 14 days and get tested for coronavirus. These McDonald's will stay shut until a deep cleaning is undertaken, and also McDonald's can find replacement staff. This truck driver, it has been identified, has a connection with the previously announced COVID-19 case at the Craigieburn McDonald's. This outbreak all began at the Faulkner Macca's. The cluster has now risen to 10. It all comes as Cedar Meats, of course, the source of Victoria's biggest coronavirus outbreak, prepares to reopen this morning. The cluster there has now risen to 99.